After a season full of drama, the Women Tell All special was highly anticipated. We're breaking down how Bachelor Nation reacted to the show. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We have got to talk about what Bachelor fans thought of the Women Tell All special. But before we get started, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and today I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby Ganta and Hiba Berry. You guys, this was a crazy Women Tell All special. Let's just dive into some of these tweets. First up, Simona tweeted, "I didn't miss 99% of these women. I have to say, I didn't either."
Matthew said, Victoria is about to have a rough night. Very true. She was one of our main villains this season in the middle of all the drama. And of course, we come to the Women Tell All to rehash all of that. So
Cheryl tweeted they'd hit him with a previously recorded disclaimer. Yeah, some of the moments in the show didn't age quite well.
This user tweeted, "Victoria brought that damn crown. I just wanna..." Ooh, tough look. Tough look for sure.
this user said, watching this flashback is reminding me of how simple life was when the season started. Very true. Before everything went down. And we've come a long way for sure. Kelsey tweeted, drink every time Victoria talks. Wait, don't do that because it would be a lot.
John tweeted, "Good God, Chelsea looks incredible." Yeah, all of the girls pulled out all the stops. They all dressed to the nine. They all looked amazing. Gotta get that revenge when Matt came out on stage.
Mhm.
E tweeted, "I forgot about Sarah. Wonder how this season would have gone if she was still there." I have to say, I wasn't expecting to see her at the Women Tell All, but I would have loved to have seen more of Sarah. It seems like based on who we did see a lot of this season, she might have been a nice change of pace.
Jay said, can't wait to watch MJ eat her words. Actually, I think the conversation between MJ and Jasenia went down differently than it played out on the show. I think a lot of more girls were defending MJ, and there seemed to be lots of apologies all around. So that was interesting.
Bree tweeted, Jasenia versus Meredith 2.0. Here we go. Definitely a lot of drama, and it was definitely all brought out on the table once again for all of us to rehear about.
Amy tweeted, "Reminded how terrible this cast was with that montage, except for a few." This was an interesting Women Tell All because I think a lot of us went into it, on no one's side. Usually drama's rehashed where you're very firmly one party or the other, but there was just a lot of mean girls on that stage.
Amanda said, Lord, give me strength to get through this Women Tell All without punching my TV screen. There were definitely some moments that didn't clear the air. Stuff was going on. A lot of girls were apologizing, but some were not. And it was just kind of going back and forth as we could imagine.
Herschel tweeted, Victoria still playing the victim card. Yes, this was true, and I think a lot of us predicted that. She seemed to think nothing was wrong with the way that she acted. I mean, at least she did apologize for name calling, but it just seemed like it still didn't get through to her head. So yeah, we'll I guess just wish the best for her and let her, move on, live her life the way she wants.
Hannah tweeted, "MJ sitting here saying she's here to lift others up when she tore women down is just ridiculous." I have to agree. I was not satisfied with the MJ of it all. I was hoping for, a huge apology, a huge, I said on the show that I wanted to lead with my actions and I recognized that I didn't, something, and we just didn't get it.
This user said, saying with your attitude and that hand motion is racist. Pack it up, eye bags. Okay, so we have a Victoria hater in the room.
This next user said, Kit is so mature, I keep forgetting she is legit 21, which is so true. I can't believe some of these girls are 23, very, very early 20s. And yeah, Kit is 21. You're right.
Meg tweeted, "Victoria might be the most delusional contestant of all time." I have to say, of all time, usually is dramatic, but she has taken us on such a roller coaster ride. I'm with you.
Keep the Victoria memes coming. It's funny that she even acknowledged all the memes that she's been seeing about her coming out since the show's aired.
This user tweeted, "Honestly, it's brave that Victoria confronted the issue of her bra straps." That's funny. I didn't know where that tweet was going, but yeah, it's funny. Like you mentioned, Gabby, she talked about her bra straps showing, how she would say literally the word literally in between every single word in a sentence. But yeah, I mean, I feel like she couldn't really escape it because it was everywhere on social media. But yeah.
Ariana tweeted, I miss the crowd booing. Maybe that's what was missing. The energy did feel a little off. I think I was expecting it to
Yeah.
feel more intense than it did. Maybe the crowd is really what kicks it up a notch.
So when is Matt coming out? Because I don't care about this portion. Ooh, yeah, I think the juiciest part is when Matt has to face all of his ex-girlfriends. So I agree that was one of the best parts.
Britt tweeted, "Get him, Katie." Per usual, Katie was always, ready to go, ready to defend herself and the way that she was perceived in this season. And I think she stood her ground and she was great as always. Go, Katie.
Brittany tweeted, Chelsea is pressed for no reason. Katie literally was helping other girls getting bullied. This was interesting because Chelsea was very unproblematic, throughout the entire season. I wouldn't have ever described her as one of the girls stirring the pot. And it just goes to show that, like, we see a lot, but we did not get to know these women very well. To think that Katie was, someone who caused that much tension in the house, that many women, it wasn't just Chelsea, pounced on her when they had the chance. Yet America is pretty united and like standing Katie at this point is interesting. I still feel confident, but something to consider.
Claire said, "Chelsea, no." Yeah, it's interesting when we see new sides of these girls for sure.
And tweeted, "Wrong. Don't blame Katie for the mean girl drama. She just told the truth." And yes, and you are saying the truth right now. I agree with you. Katie was the one, the momager, we always called her that. She just wanted to keep the order. She wanted to keep it fair. She didn't want to be in a toxic environment and she had to do what she had to do. And again, these girls were being filmed. So I guess it's kind of karma, like Katie had said.
Kelly tweeted, I heard a rumor that all the girls have a group text without Katie where they call her a snitch and plan this attack. I just don't understand this. Like, were they not watching their own behavior back? Did they not see all of America jump to Katie's
Hmm.
team and be so impressed with her? Like, know when to just own your bad behavior.
I mean,
I
that just
agree.
proves that they're mean girls then, right? If they're excluding her and talking bad about her. So Corey said, half these women are complaining not about the toxicity or bullying in the house, but about the whistleblower. Garbage. Very true. If stuff's going on and someone calls it out, it's definitely not their fault.
This user tweeted, "Everyone being mad at Katie when she didn't say a single name. They are weak. She called it like it was toxic." Very true. I still respect that Katie addressed the matters at hand, but still didn't say anyone's name. She still kept it classy. She kept it cool, calm, and collected. And she just let everything, she kind of spilled the beans, but she let all of the drama kind of unravel itself in front of Matt. So again, I'm always gonna back up Katie, she's my girl.
Kyle tweeted, Damn, we're really giving a nationally televised platform to a group of people who are defending bullying and toxicity. They are really ganging up on the one person who stood up for the people being attacked. Wild. I have to say, it is wild. And we saw different sides of women who weren't even a part of the toxic energy in the house. Like Mar, it was just shocking the stances some people took at different stages of the game after all the criticism of how unprecedentedly toxic this house was. They really just can't change.
Ali said, I feel so bad for Brittany, who has to relive probably the hardest time of her life in front of the people who caused it. Very true. I was thinking this the whole time. Like, this is actual torture. Having to watch your worst moments, your weakest moments, your breakup, on live TV in front of everyone. They're basically just like re-showing you all your worst moments. And I'm like, do not sign me up for this, please.
This user tweeted, "The joy on Anne's face while spreading the hate about Brittany says a lot." I gotta say, Brittany handled it so well, and she forgave, of course, Anne, and I think that's the grown-up thing to do, and it's the damage is done, there's nothing else that could be said and done to worsen this. Well, there probably could be, but I mean, Anne's done enough, she's done the damage, but I think this is kind of something that was squashed, and it's just ready to kind of, like, move on from this now.
Trey tweeted, Brittany deserved better. Honestly, I totally agree. I think, thank God, the Mean Girls were called out and exposed, and her reputation, is clarified, right? Like she's been able to say her piece and correct the narrative. But the fact that she had to just go through that in general is horrific.
The way that Brittany was able to talk about the sex work rumors without actually putting down sex work. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm glad she brought up the point that even though that's not her career, she's obviously not shaming anybody else who is doing well in that career.
Elena tweeted, "These women suck at apologies." I gotta say, yeah, some of these apologies weren't as genuine. For example, Victoria, she just kind of deflected and kept asking Ryan, why is she so sensitive? Is she a sensitive person? It's just like, Victoria, own up to it. Own up to what you did. There's cameras, there's hours of footage of you being mean. Own up to her, girl. And she still really didn't. So, yeah, it was very messy.
Zoe tweeted, Brittany is really such an elegant and amazing woman for the way she just handled that situation. I have to agree. I think she handled it with so much grace. I don't know if I could have been as forgiving and as calm as she was in that scenario. She really handled herself well.
Kelly said, if Matt doesn't come out and condemn all the horrible behavior of these women, I will lose it. I think he was actually praising them for how they handled everything because mostly probably he didn't see everything go down.
Emily tweeted, "Hey, Chicago friends, did we know we're living in a small town?" Exactly what went through my mind. I was like, Chicago's like the top 3 most populated cities in the country, so I don't think this is a small town at all.
This user tweeted, honestly, the girls that got called out bullying continuing to attack people on the Women Tell All just shows their true colors. Could not have said it better myself.
This user tweeted, "ABC really cut all of those fun group dates out of the show just to give Victoria extra screen time that no one asked for." It's so true. I mean, all of those montages that were cut out, I wanted to watch. They seemed so much fun, especially when Tasha came up. I was like, why did we not see this? Tasha is huge. She's still relevant. We're still talking about her. She just wrapped her season of The Bachelorette before Matt started. And I was just really bummed out that they cut that out. Hopefully, we'll see it maybe in the next episodes coming up, but I don't really see how it will fit. But yeah, I was really bummed out about some of the choices they made in the editing department.
This user said, so I guess this season was also Fear Factor. Yeah, that totally reminded me of Fear Factor too. I would not have been a fan of that creepy crawler, stick your hand in for the ring date. They are clearly getting extremely creative with these date activities because they're in a bubble.
Kit in the Woods reminds me of something. Okay, yes, there is Maggie out on her own in nature as well. That is clearly not these girls' strong points.
Sam tweeted, "Forcing these girls to eat random foods is weird. Low key hazing." Yeah,
Oh.
that was interesting, chugging the beer, eating those cement pancakes, anything for entertainment, anything for a low budget that they could afford at that time in COVID.
This user said, stop trying to make MJ happen. She's not going to happen. I agree. It's too late. The damage has been done. I'm over it.
Talia said, I just noticed that Heather is there. Yes, there was a quick shot where we saw the back of a super blonde, long blonde hair girl. So obviously Heather, although they actually never panned to her or talked to her again. So not sure what that was about. Must have gotten cut out.
Ansley tweeted, "Hope this is the last time we ever see most of these girls, to be honest. May they find their happy endings somewhere far off screen." I agree. I mean, it's kind of a broken record talking to these girls and hearing their sides of the story. It seems like no one's really going to give in and apologize appropriately. So, yeah, it's time to move on, guys.
Ray tweeted, did they really need to replay Katie's breakup? I
Oh,
know. They really go for that tearjerker moment. It's so tough.
Well said, Katie for Bachelorette. I want to see her find love. Yes, I think in that moment when she was saying, will I ever find my person? Everyone could relate to her. And we only hope the best for Katie.
Brock tweeted, watching it, I get it. Katie pulling in with the self awareness again. Nice to see it. I'm telling you, Katie checks all the boxes. I think, like you mentioned, Gabby, she would be a great bachelorette, very entertaining, knows what she wants. And I would love to see her find love on screen, hopefully, in the future.
This user said, this sounds like a bachelorette audition. LOL. This certainly does. And we know some rumors, were stirred up after the Women Tell All taping about Katie being the bachelorette. And I have to say, I kind of get it. I see why.
They are 100% giving Katie the Bachelorette edit, and I am here for it. Yes. We're going to have to wait and see if it's Katie or someone else.
This user tweeted, Abigail, to hear that he doesn't see it, it's eating me alive right now. I know Abigail's journey was a little tough to see. She was kind of let on, I have to admit. But again, hopefully she's still young and she finds love later down the road or in your future.
This user said, seeing Abigail sad in the little box on the screen. Oh my goodness. I know we've all just been rooting for her and feeling for her during this whole process. And I'm with you, Hiba. I hope she finds love.
Abigail got absolutely robbed, and yes, I'm still upset about it. I think if her and Matt could just do a redo of their relationship, I think it could go a different direction.
Chrissy tweeted, I can't even watch all these Abigail scenes. She deserved a chance. I agree. I agree with this wholeheartedly. Yeah, it just seemed like time wasn't on their side, or it just seemed like Matt really couldn't commit. But it was really, really sad to see her go in general.
Steph tweeted, we don't deserve Abigail. This season didn't deserve her. An actual angel. She really is. She's so sweet. I hope she has a future in Bachelor Nation. If she wants it, we all love her so much.
Angie said, LMAO, I like Piper, but that goodbye wasn't shocking. Stop being dramatic, Chris. I don't think he's ever going to stop being dramatic. And this might be the last time we see him being dramatic, so you might get your wish, Angie.
Maddie tweeted, where is Sarah? I agree. I was also asking where Sarah was. I know she had a sudden departure in this season, so I kind of wanted, get a little follow up with her, see where she was at, if she regretted leaving, if it was well worth it. But I hope she's doing well. I mean, we didn't really get to hear from her from any other way. So yeah, it was unfortunate to not see her there.
Molly tweeted, Piper trying to convince us she should be the Bachelorette because she has a better vocabulary now. That's funny. I didn't think of that. I think she's just too young to be the Bachelorette, to be honest.
I like Serena P. She seems like she would be a good friend. I think so too. Overall, I think her and Matt's relationship was like more of a really good friendship because she's so fun and bubbly, and maybe there wasn't so much romance there.
This user tweeted, if I had to guess, Serena P probably has a new man. Yeah, honestly, some of these girls on the show might be in relationships already, since it's wrapped. You never know. It would have been interesting to hear if any of them have a new man in their life. But I mean, it was all about Matt, so I don't think they could have disclosed that.
This user said, Serena P's sister coming in and questioning everything is still the weirdest thing that happened this season. Don't think you're my person, LOLs. So I have to say, I think, as someone who has a sister, I think your sister can read you like that. So she just knew. She knew the questions needed to be asked.
Wait, Heather is there? It's still up in the air whether Heather was there or not. We're still not 100% sure, but it's a possibility.
M tweeted, does anyone else throw up a little bit every time Matt says, I like that? I feel like that is his catchphrase. He does say it a lot. But I guess that's his defense mechanism in a way to answer something uncomfortable. He just says, I like that.
M tweeted, I don't think you're my person. It hurts. Yes, that is a tough phrase to hear, but you gotta be honest. Otherwise, you're just hurting everybody involved.
The Bachelor twist. Serena P's sister ends up with Matt. Oh no, we don't need this. This is too much drama.
Emily tweeted, so many Bachelorette auditions right now, OMG. There were quite a few, and I think Katie's was the best. I'm just going to stick with Katie. Katie or Abigail. Those are my two.
Kelly tweeted, I know we're supposed to ignore Chris Harrison, but this man knows how to make the most awkward moment even more awkward every single time. Chris Harrison has such a specific Chris Harrison style that is just so a part of all of this. I don't even pick up on awkward anymore because it's just a part of these things.
The real reason Serena dumped Matt is because they look like they could be siblings. I don't know. Sometimes that works though with couples because you are drawn to people that look similar to you. So I certainly know some couples who look like siblings.
Julian tweeted, Serena is a straight up smoke show. Okay, yeah. I mean, again, all these girls pulled up to make Matt jealous, for him to realize what he missed out on. And again, who knows? Maybe Serena could be in a relationship with another man. You know, it's so up in the air. I feel like we just have to stalk their Instagrams and then we'll really know.
Hadley tweeted, "Can we bring Matt out already? I think this was a popular emotion tonight. People were ready to see what he had to say."
A dating show where they don't show the dates. Who would have thought? It's pretty unfortunate. Those looked really fun, and I wish we would have seen them play out entirely.
Sloan tweeted, "What is the beard?" I know, I don't know what that was. It just seemed like it was a little out of control. I'm a fan of a scruff a little bit, you know, not a full-on beard, but, people on Twitter were saying that's a look of a single man. I mean, that's a big statement, but, we'll have to see, but honestly, personally, I'm not a fan of the beard looking like that.
This user said, "Why does the beard look fake?" I think it was just so shocking. We've only seen him clean shaven, you know? It was like a system reboot.
This user said, I'm too sleepy for these 5-minute segments and 20-minute commercials. Okay, well, then Bachelor is not for you because the shows are, 2+ hours. The finale is going to be 3 hours, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
Abigail tweeted, "Tell me you're single without telling me you're single." I actually saw this
There we
tweet,
go.
and just that face, that emotion is just like it looks like he's kinda dead inside. I hope he's not single. I mean, that's the whole goal of the show is for him to end up with somebody. But I think this was when he was maybe talking to either Serena or Victoria, I believe. But yeah, I just hope he's not single. I mean, otherwise we just wasted a lot of time.
Lydia said, "Victoria, I know your heart," and with a meme saying fake. I was thrown for a little bit of a loop. I'm not gonna lie, during some of these conversations. I don't know what was going on.
Anne said, not Victoria's crocodile tears. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. I'm sure she's dealt with a lot emotionally since the show has aired, so maybe some of those were real, maybe not.
This user tweeted, "Victoria is going to use that for her demo reel for sure." And the Oscar goes to, I mean, I don't know if this girl is acting or not or what is going on in her head, but yeah, there's always something to say whenever she's on screen.
Kate tweeted, "Why is Matt normalizing these women's toxic behavior on the show?" I am with you, Kate. I did not expect this to be the message he chose to strike. I think he was trying to be very diplomatic. He was trying to, not put any women down because I don't think that's his style either. But there was some bad behavior that is just 100% no question bad. And I would have loved to have seen him address that, just because I think he would have had something good to say if he let himself go there. So a little disappointed.
Kimberly said, rename this season's Women Tell All to Matt Gives Out Validation. Very true. I agree.
Jenna tweeted, "Me watching the montage of Matt kissing with his eyes open." And of course, Patrick Star with the little sweater that says, "Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared." Yeah, that was hard to watch. What did you guys think? It was so cringy. I feel like I couldn't look away, but I had to watch and I wanted to look away. It was like watching a car crash.
It was tough, very tough. Kristen tweeted, "The fact that Matt didn't know people kissed with his eyes closed is the icing on the cake of this entire season." You know what? I honestly thought the way he just owned that, handled it, laughed it off was like his saving grace there, right? It was so cringy, but he handled it like a champ.
Lily said, dang, they really edited Heather out. Yeah, it seems like they kind of just used her whenever they needed her and not otherwise.
Rain tweeted, "Matt looked like he wanted to cry when he spoke to Serena P." I noticed that too. I feel like he had a difficult time even looking at her because I feel like he was still recovering from her sending him home, you know, when she walked him out. It was kind of like a role reversal. So I feel like the
Yeah.
feelings are still there. They're still kind of fresh. But yeah, I definitely saw that on his face too.
MK tweeted, so they cut the fun group dates and Tayshia for what exactly? I also want to know. I want a outline of this season and why those choices were made, because from where we're sitting, it does not make sense.
Selena said, when were JoJo and Tayshia there? Am I missing something? I also did a double take, but then I remembered how much footage they have kept from us this season, and I noticed that this was just one of those moments as well.
Brittany tweeted, we deserve an episode of just bloopers. I would take the bloopers over the drama any day. I mean, let's just actually look at the date footage and focus on what we're actually here for. But it seems like the drama is so saturated and it's all it is. But the bloopers are always a fun time. Can't go wrong with them.
I totally agree with you. I feel like they were less bloopers and more just footage we didn't have time for. So let's just get a YouTube video or something. Toss it up somewhere. Let us see what we've been missing. You guys, on that note, it has been an interesting season of The Bachelor and an interesting Women Tell All, to say the least. We want to know what you guys thought, so let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the lovely Gabby Ganta and Hippa Berry. If you want to come say hi, our social handles are on the screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.